Welcome to Disciple Dojo. We're going to do another quick video as I'm marking my Bible. So I have my study Bible, my teaching Bible, which is pretty big and thick, and it has a lot of my notes and markings and handwriting and stuff in it. And then recently I got a compact Bible, like a travel size, almost pocket size. And this doesn't have any of my notes in it. And so what I've been doing is taking some of the markings that I've done in my study Bible and transferring them cleaner, more streamlined into my travel Bible. And so this time we're going to be looking at Exodus. If you haven't seen other videos in this series, you can jump on the playlist here and look at those. We've marked a couple of things in Genesis. We've marked the chiasm in Romans 9 through 11. And the response to these videos, I just did them on a whim, but the response to the first ones were, hey, show more of this. This is interesting stuff. So I just figured, well, I've got to transfer the notes anyway, so I might as well do it on camera and let you guys see. Now, I'm not saying this is what you all need to do. This is 100% personal and subjective, just how I intuitively grasp the text better if I can see things visually on the page. So if you appreciate these videos, we would love for you to hit that little subscribe button and enable notifications when you do. All right, let's color Exodus. Now, that's a little bit of a misnomer. We're not coloring the book of Exodus, but one of the things that I found helpful is delineating those sections of Exodus that are laws and instructions for the tabernacle and for the priestly implements and all of that, delineating those on the page visually so that I can see where the narrative ends and where the legal sections begin. And I think it's a helpful way to see at the big picture level the structure of the text. Now, the way I've done it in my teaching Bible, and this is the Zondervan Archeological Study Bible. Sadly, this Bible is out of print. That's an absolute crime. Zondervan, you need to bring this Bible back. And if you agree with me, why don't you send Zondervan an email and say, hey, bring back the Archeological Study Bible. But you can still find used copies every now and then, sometimes even new copies on eBay. This is a great study Bible, and I've reviewed it here on the channel. I will link that video in the description if you want to see why this is actually my favorite study Bible of all that I've reviewed. But in Exodus, when you come to Exodus 20, that's the covenant at Sinai and the 10 words, sometimes known as the 10 commandments. And then what I did, the next section, Exodus 21, begins a long section of laws. And I wanted to mark that, and I just wanted to do it in a way that wasn't super distracting, but that was, I could see it at a glance. And so what I did was I actually just highlighted the outer edge of the passage. So on each page, I have highlighted just around the edge. I didn't do the whole thing. I just, again, I wanted to catch at a glance all the way through half of chapter 23, and there it stops. And then there's narrative, and then there's more narrative, confirmation of the covenant. And then in 25, it picks back up with the directions for the offerings for the tabernacle. And so I've just outlined the edge. So this tells me at a glance, that is what this material is. So I've just done that on each page, and it goes all the way to chapter 32. And then chapter 32 is the golden calf incident. That's a narrative section. Chapter 33 and 34 are the follow-up to that. And then in chapter 35, it gets into the directions for building the tabernacle and the implements that the priest would wear or use. And I didn't mark that. I only marked the legal sections in this study Bible. But in my travel Bible, so when I want to transfer to this Bible, I actually want to use a different color and mark the tabernacle regulations, instructions, so that section will be easily viewable and I can just kind of snapshot it in my head. And then it ends with the actual narrating of the creation of those things and putting together the tabernacle, setting it up, and then God appearing. So what I'm going to do in my compact Bible is I'm going to do the legal sections, just like in this Bible. I'm going to use a blue highlighter to mark the law sections. And then I'm going to use a purple shade to mark the tabernacle instructions. So here we go. so there we go. Now when I'm reading through Exodus or talking about it, I can tell easily which section of the book. If we're in the first opening narratives, then at 20, we have the Decalogue, the beginning of the covenant. And then right in 21, picking up with the laws. So you can see at a glance. It also helps you see like the laws that it section begins with versus what it ends with. Sometimes there's some significance in that. Then you can see how much of Exodus is devoted to directions for the tabernacle, why the tabernacle is so important, that not only is the directions given, but then after the second narrative where it looks like everything's lost with the golden calf incident, then the text goes out of its way. God reestablishes the covenant, gives them basically, like we've talked about, gives them a mulligan. And then you have an account of how the tabernacle was actually built and put into place. And then at the very end, this final narrative section of God showing up in this tabernacle, revealing that he had not abandoned them completely, even after the golden calf apostasy. So this is just helpful for me in reading, teaching, speaking. And again, it doesn't intrude on the page. I can still take notes. It's just at a glance, I'm able to see where I am in the book. I find that helpful. Big picture understanding. So anyway, just another little peek into kind of how I lay out my travel Bible and the things that I want to include from my big, bulky, hard to carry around everywhere study Bible. Hope this was helpful. If it was, again, love for you to, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, share, whatever you want to do to help this channel grow. We really appreciate it. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more Bible marking tips, as well as all the other stuff we do here at Disciple Dojo. In the meantime, as always, keep training.